Got bad news. I've got back problems. Never really talked about this, but it's nothing new for me. Lower back pain. Something that comes back from time to time. Even before this renovation, when I started working here 3.5 years ago. But the last week it's turned very bad. The last weekend when finished up work here with the guys, I just barely could walk. It's a lot of pain, and something has to change. The reasons are obvious. This has been hard work. 5 days a week. In the weekend I added video, but it's 5 days of working on the ground with heavy materials. It's not good. Very often difficult to work with a right posture. So my back is often arched. I'm tall, these doors are very low. So very often with a bucket of cement, going through the doors like that, carrying firewood inside for a long winter. My spine is not enjoying it. It's not really a moment. Actually, there was a moment like about a month ago that I think I injured myself badly. I wasn't filming, it was in the weekend. I was unloading cement bags behind there, which needed to go on a table, and the table wasn't level. So I lifted up the table, tried to kick a rock underneath it, and the rock didn't want to move, so whilst lifting up the table I went down to push the rock down. It was kind of like this weird posture, and that's where it went wrong. It's often when things like that happen, isn't it? Just in between jobs where you don't pay attention, you want to do something just quickly, and something snapped, something hurt badly, and I was out for the day. I had to lie down, take rest. But the next day the guys were coming to do the concrete floor down there. So I wasn't sure if we should going to do that. But the next day I was actually feeling fine. Thought like, alright, the guys were coming, let's just do it. And it was actually fine, but I'm just building it up, and it's getting worse and worse. The beams, the last 2 weeks putting the floor beams in was heavy work, although it was quite controlled. Very often when I work on my own, I work very slowly and I think about what I'm doing. And the heavier the work is, the more time I take to do it in the right way. So putting that first beam in using straps and a winch, that was very controlled work. And in fact, when you work in a group, it's often more dangerous. Yes, you share the load, but there's a certain energy when you're working in a group that you don't want to be the last one in the group, right? It's more energetic, faster, a bit more chaotic, and a fun way too to work together with guys. But yeah, in both ways I have to take it slower. I have to take rest now and see where it's going. I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. Never been to the doctor here. See if they see something wrong, maybe do an MRI scan. And I'm gonna have to take rest first, and I have to change my routine, because I'm also not stretching enough. I'm very stiff. My hamstrings, my hips, and I think if I improve my flexibility and work on my core strength, it will be better. So I have to build in a new routine where I stretch every day for like half an hour or so. So I think when you're more flexible, there's less tension on your spine and less work you have to do with an arched back. It will hopefully improve things, because there's a lot of work to do here. I love doing the work. I love working here on my own. It doesn't have to go fast. but I do want to do this type of work, so that means I have to change things and take it slower first and see where it's going, because now it's just too much.
like to keep it.
Turn it around that way. And the front door to the left. Sit on it, please. Hold yourself used to it.
Dig holes in the ground, put those beams in, and then put lamiere on top. Cool. And we'll clean up the sand over there. We're gonna get the trailer down, and then that will be the work for today. And then probably next week I'm gonna take a week off. have two, it's hard. It's
Do we
easier
need
to.
to dig deeper? Because there's this like a big stone.
Yeah,
on
no,
this
it's
side,
no, it's
so
fine.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
make a little mountain
Yeah.
around it.
Okay.
Good.
Yes.
Not beautifully.
Not beautiful, but okay.
Overlaps a bit. Pretty good.
Okay.
Not bad. Alrighty. Which one was
Grazie.
yours? What do you think? The good design as an architect?
If you want to put something on the sides to close it.
That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for the rain, huh?
Maybe some plastic curtains, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I have experience with anything with tarps and plastic. When you have a storm, it's all disappearing.
Okay.
So, no, but if we put the cemento in the middle, it will stay out of the rain. And we need to put we put the tarp on the cement because when you have a lot of fog, it goes in the bags.
Yeah.
So you need to cover it.
Ci vorrebbe il balone quello grosso.
Right on. Well, thanks a lot for your help. I really appreciate it.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was really cool to meet you.
Be careful on the mountain. Yeah, we'll drive slow.
I guess.
Yeah.
This.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night.
Ciao.
Good night to you.
Safe.
Ciao.
Managed to do quite a bit of work this week. I didn't carry anything heavy, so but I'm still hurting, so I have to really take a break. It's great that the guys came by. We cleaned up a lot, built this little cement storage thing for the workshop. I went to the doctor this morning, actually. I was there only for 10 minutes and he couldn't really see or feel very unusual things. So he planned in an MRI scan for next week so we can better see what's wrong. Yeah, I'm quite excited about a new routine. Since Tuesday, get up early, the alarm at 6:30 upstairs, so I have to go upstairs to turn off the alarm. I'm right away out of bed. Usually I would snooze around a bit, get a coffee, wake up slowly, and then do stretching and core exercises for about half an hour, and that feels good. The first times were really hard because I'm really stiff, but I'm going to try to do that every day. Maybe also stretching in the end of the day, I have to see. But a morning routine, yeah, it's good. I hope that will bring me back. Kind of reminds me of the time after my bike trips, when I returned from the second big trip, from North America to South America, which took 2 years. And so I had done 3 years of traveling on the bicycle around the world, and kind of like falling into, if you come back home you don't know what to do. On one hand you're inspired, but to go back to normal life, which was full-time behind the desk, was not very appealing. I had to make my book, put it all together, write stories, so there was a lot of work to do. So I kind of like decided to go on the road and simultaneously do work, like stop at places, spend a few days there and then work on my book. Loaded my Land Rover, put the bike on the top, iMac in the back, and I went on the road. But it was hard to get focused. Like I didn't really want to travel after so much years of traveling, seen so many places. So I ended up in Spain at some point, staying a few days in Barcelona, and then COVID happened. And that was a great time for me actually, because it gave me focus. I was kind of locked up in this room. The lockdown in Spain, March 2020, was very strict, kind of similar as Italy, which was a few weeks earlier. Everyone stay inside. You're only allowed to do groceries going outside, so I was just locked up and working on my book, which was great. But I remember it because at the time I was also suffering from lower back pain. Couldn't sleep, couldn't find the right position while sleeping. So I was in bad shape at the time. Not from lifting heavy stuff, but just spending too much time behind the desk. So this is kind of like 6 months after the bike journey, I believe. And I was feeling unhealthy. I lost the bike tan. You know, when you're on a bicycle journey like that, you look good, you know. Got a thin waist, strong legs, and I'd lost all of that. So started working out, very strict diet, just building in this discipline, and that helped getting me back. Through COVID, and then end of 2020, book was finished. I got back to Amsterdam and was kind of going into like what's next, you know. So I never wanted to spend, like, not back to the office full time in the Netherlands. That was not the road forward. So I started looking for places to buy with the plan of, like, if I could work outside, chop my own wood, do gardening, building a house. That was my new thing. And I ended up here with the idea of like staying in shape by just working outside. And I do stay in shape. I am much healthier as I was before, as I lived in the city. But after 3.5 years now, it starts to break me up because the work's too heavy. And I love doing it. I love working outside. I love this whole project. It's going so well, obviously also because of the YouTube channel. Videos that I make that are appreciated by people. I'm very grateful for that. Met Ella recently, which is also just a great part of my life. So I just want to continue how I do it, but now I need to take a break. Rest, regroup, and try to find a way that I continue this without having this trouble. I think I'll get there. But right now I have to take a break. Next week probably no video, I think, because if I'm here and I'm gonna go filming, I'm gonna work too. So I need to be disciplined, and I'm gonna probably do 2 weeks in one video in 2 weeks. It's probably better.